the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, right here to the Turn 3 Racing Network night of action down here, Homestead-Miami Speedway for the SunnyDaze 120 right here with American Sim Motor Racing. Hauck Designs Arca Series. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land? Race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. A lot of racing in front of us. Week number 10, just 2 more races to go before we crown a king here in season number 12. It's gonna be one crazy night, one crazy race to set the stage for the final. Here in just a few short weeks, as you can see, drivers already out on track, so let's get closer to the action as we get set for the green flag here tonight. Just the short field, 7 drivers here from Homestead: Wiggins, Overstreet, Daniel Jensen, Doug Argamite, Dalton Shalai, Zach Miller, and Patrick Coro. Gonna be your 7-car field here tonight. Should be short action here tonight. Gonna be some close racing at the front. Qualifying times very close here tonight, but walking away with that PremierRacingSetup.com pole award. The crowned Royal King himself behind the wheel of that Chevy. Inside row number 1. Yet another pole position here tonight. Let's see if this will set the stage for Wiggins to try to essentially claim an early season championship. A lot of drivers missing. He's going to put a lot of points between himself and his fellow competitors. So finishes well here tonight, it could pretty much wrap the season up. Pace car down and away. We're going to get set and ready to roll here tonight. And just like that, green flag flies for the first time live from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Wiggins with the early lead. Your pole sitter will lead lap number 1. Entire field still running right where they qualified. A little bit of a mix now with Schley and Miller going at it, swapping positions just for a second. Still side by side, top 4 positions here. Front 3 rows, side by side. Coro just waiting in the wings in the background off of 4. Once again, lap number 3 now on the board. Gonna be a bit of a relaxed night here. I can feel for these drivers. 7 drivers in the field. Gotta mix it up from time to time, but I would expect to see a little bit of a single file action. I think we're gonna get these long green flag runs. Pit stops are going to be they're going to be make or break here tonight, more so than any other time. When you got a lower car count, those mistakes just kind of compound upon themselves immediately, and you can quickly find yourself in a hole that you're just not going to be able to overcome. 3 laps in, halfway down the backstretch and back into turn number 3, Michael Overstreet, your new race leader. Overstreet going to go from 2nd to 1st to the point. Wiggins dropping back to now make that 3 spots all the way into 4th. Through 1 and 2. And down the backstretch we roll. Everybody chasing after a checkered flag here tonight. Lights slowly beginning to close in on us as we set the stage to end tonight's race under the lights. In the heat of the night, right here from Homestead-Miami Speedway, you're watching the SunnyDaze 120. Trouble on the front stretch. We got cars around and we've got problems. Caution on the racetrack. Caution will fly early here tonight. Lap number 5 is when we're going to see that caution flag fly. So let's take a little look. Let's go back. Let's check the replay. See how it all went down. And I believe I believe Patrick Coro is going to be involved in this one. Let's go back, check it out right here one time, and they're going to catch it a little bit late, but big, heavy, substantial damage on that 91. The 4 of Daniel Jensen going to be involved as well, so we'll jump now back live once again at the front of the field. Looking at your race leader behind the wheel of that 93, Bush Apple. The Chevy SS Impala. Michael Overstreet, second week back, looking for a second podium. Probably gonna get it here tonight. With 2 drivers with some pretty substantial damage, they're definitely gonna be on pit road for some time, and that's gonna shorten things up just a little bit for us here, as we're into caution for the first time. And, you know, not quite sure exactly what happened with it. We caught it a little bit late. None of the cameras seemed to have caught the initial action there, so I'm getting a thumbs down from the production booth over there beside us, and they're giving me a big head shake, so we do apologize for that one. But early trouble here tonight. Gonna put 2 drivers behind the 8 ball. Handful of guys gonna head to pit road. Not sure if they're gonna get tires or just some fuel here. Early waste of tires if you're gonna put them on. That's my opinion. Could be wrong. Top 2, you gotta stay out on the racetrack. Overstreet and Miller gonna hold the fort down at the front. Wiggins gonna come out with 3rd. See where the rest of the field files out. Looks like Doug Argabright, the California kid behind that Polaroid Ford Mustang, gonna come out in 4th, and I believe Dalton Shalai may have an opportunity to get out of pit road before the 4th Daniel Jensen, but that's gonna put 4 drivers fixing some damage, massaging the fenders early here tonight. 4 on track, 3 on pit lane. Pace car lights are off. We're going to get set to let the field smash the gas and get back underway. They're going to work their way out of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Field going to catch up to the tail end. Only Patrick Coro still down there on pit road trying to massage the machine into some sort of working condition. Heavy left front damage sustained in the contact and the impact, so unfortunately that Ryobi 91 may be getting the Sawzall out. I'm just saying. Sawzall, air wrenches, duct tape. You know what they say, if you can't duck it, and we're going to leave it right there for you. And just like that, we're going to smash the gas, and away we go. Green flag flies right here. Once again, from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Front of the field, already single file as we exit turn number 2 back down the backstretch. Once again, everybody now fans out just a little into 3 and 4, but the progressive banking, very easy to find different race lines and really manipulate the dirt here that you find yourself driving in, from 18 degrees of banking at the bottom up to 20 degrees of banking at the top. That 2 degrees of transition lets you carry the car down into the corner, a little bit more stable than what most ovals are, as well as wash the car up the racetrack without really scrubbing too much speed and really pounding the life and longevity of that right front Goodyear. He ain't right front, but he's out front. 93 of Michael Overstreet. Second week back at the point once again. The Bush Apple Chevy SS leading the way. Bow ties out front, followed by a Ford, one Toyota in the field here tonight, looking for position. Let's take a little look here at the Smokeless Tobacco's in sponsored number 38 machine of Zach Miller. Little look from inside of the cockpit, carrying one of our onboard cameras for us here tonight. So a big shout out to Zach and his entire team and crew, allowing us to climb aboard and inside the machine and strap one of our gyro cams on board here with your Toyota racing experience. You're watching the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Arca series. In chasing after his fellow drivers, we're going to watch him head down the front stretch and back into turn number one. Still unable to pick up that position. Miller digging on the bottom and chasing after second. Doug Argerbright going to move to the top side of the racetrack, looking for the slide job at a 2. And Miller will clear Shalai. Alex Wiggins with a little bit of a drop back through the field. I think this is a planned exit from the front. I think this is more of a methodical approach to the field here tonight. Thinking he may just be hanging out, saving a little bit of fuel, saving a little bit of tires, and possibly looking to flip the script when it comes to the pit strategy. We have to wait to see if we get to those green flag pit stops as we work our way through 3 and 4 back across the stripe. This time around, lap number 17 will go on the board. Schley throwing that thing into the corner way up there at the top side. Man, I'm telling you what, he needed that safer barrier to be about 6 inches shorter, and he may have been able to keep a little bit more momentum working his way out of the corner. 3 drivers at the top, 3 drivers at the bottom of the racetrack. Very different racing lines here from Homestead-Miami Speedway. We'll cross the line, 17 down, 18 on top. 120 is the official race distance here tonight in the American Sim of Motor Racing. Hauck Designs Arca series. Big shout out to Hauck Designs, the whole team over there, continuing their title sponsorship of the series. 12 years running straight. Season number 13 just around the corner. Word at the headquarters, things already in the mix, so we'll see if we have any information to release about that over the next coming handful of weeks for you. But for now, it looks like tight lips. Hush, hush. Back at the headquarters for Hauck Designs. If you're in the market looking for a little bit of a I don't know I don't know what the new words are. You know what? If you're looking for a new look on your car, look no further than Hauck Designs. They got something to make you look better behind the wheel. They got something to spruce up that pit crew as well. Give you some fancy shiny pit box signs as well. Doesn't matter if it's the 10 tops, heavy tops, open wheels, or those micro machines. They've got it all for you. One-stop shop over there at Hauck Designs. You can find them on Facebook.com. Crossed over the 100 lap to go mark. A significant mark here as we're going to start to see a little bit of tire wear. This has been the longest run. One early caution here tonight on lap number 5. We have been green flag since, and things are going to start to change a little bit for these drivers at the front of the field. There you can see Alex Wiggins making his way back into that 4th position, looking for a little bit more, but the 38 digging at the bottom. Catfish Billy down here at Homestead, not bass fishing over there at the pond. He's going to keep it straight up cackalack with that one back to the bottom once again. Pretty competitive here at the front. Not a lot of time difference. Tell you what, let's see if we can we get that just like that. Asking, ye shall receive. That's just about the way it goes. So let's go back. Let's look at the last times. You can see those lap times for a handful of these drivers. And Miller and Wiggins actually just a tick quicker than those top 2 of Overstreet and Arca. Look back there at Daniel Jensen, fastest driver on the racetrack last time by. That's all with staying without being full throttle. I can guarantee you. Do we got an onboard camera with that Ford here tonight, guys? Do we got one? Can we go to one? Do we have that? Yes, no? Can I get a thumbs up? We got one. Okay, we're gonna go to him right here. You can hear it already. Just out of the gas very early in the corner. You can hear very easy back into the throttle here. Never really getting that RPM up above about that 7,600 mark. And there it goes for the first time down the front stretch. Almost to that 8 grand, just about topping out there. Looking for a move now to the inside though on the 11 of Alex Wiggins. So let's jump out of the race car. Let's check the action out. Working their way off of turn number 2 down to the inside goes Daniel Jensen, but nowhere to go with Miller in front digging, looking for second. Arca holding it down on the high side. Meanwhile, Michael Overstreet just continues to pack in laps led at the front of the field. You're watching the SunnyDaze 120 right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Big move to the bottom of the racetrack for Daniel Jensen, looking for a position. Will he get it? We'll go side by side with Miller for the moment, but I don't think he's going to be able to pull that pass. Not going to quite get there. He'll remain side by side as we cross the line, heading back into turn number 1 once again. A little closer to the racetrack, and feel the wind off of these machines as they roar off of turn number 2, back down the backstretch. Once again, front of the field remains the same. We'll jump back to the action at the front. Let's see what we got. Do we got anything else going on out there? Let's keep it Right here with that battle, second, third, fourth, fifth on the racetrack. Everybody chasing after the man that started outside row number 1. He's led about, it's been about 25 laps or so. Now with the hard fart, I cannot speak. Oh my gosh. Hard fault battle beginning to brew. Oh my goodness. Just as they started to fight at the front, it's going to sizzle out. Things going to calm down for just a second. Looks like Doug Argabright going to lose a spot or two down on the inside of the racetrack. They're going to team up just a little bit here. Daniel Gent's going to take that second spot away. Now Alex Wiggins looking to the bottom in 3 and 4. Argabright stuck there at the top of the racetrack, and interesting to see. 4 drivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Schley fading a little bit here on this long run. Damage starting to show its ugly head, and Schley starting to fade away. Top 5 breaking away. Throw a blanket over your top 2. Nose to tail down the back stretch and into turn number 3. Michael Overstreet continues to lead. Lap number 31 behind us as we cross the line. 32 now goes on the board. Let's take a little walk through the neighborhood. Let's get to know a handful of these drivers out there on the racetrack here tonight. Let's see how many of them participating in it. We're not going to do it to you like, we're not going to put that one on you. So let's go and see what we can see. Let's see what we can find out about your race leader. Formerly in Salisbury, North Carolina, I do believe Michael Overstreet relocating a little bit, missing in action for a while, getting the racing rig back together, back up and running, and back running at the front of the field. Currently sitting in first, started second. We'll see if the North Carolina native can get it done under the lights here tonight from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Battling for that top spot, the Idaho Falls native Daniel Jensen, up 2 positions from where he qualified here tonight, from 4th, from 3rd down to 1st. And I mean, we'll see if Jensen can get it done. I do not think Jensen with a race win this season. No win so far. 7 top 5s this season, so a great consistent run for him, just unable to pull off the win. But we'll see how things go for the rest of the night here tonight. Back around, let's take a little bit of a look. The man leading your Season 12 championship standings coming into tonight's race behind the familiar purple and gold Crown Royal sponsored Chevy SS. The Michigan native looking to bring back a checkered flag to the Mitten State. Could it be win number 4? Could it be the one that seals the deal for the crown? Alex Wiggins trying to show up and show out one last time under the lights this season. We take a little look. Where did Mr. Argabright go? And there he is, straight out of San Fernando Valley, California. That's right, the California kid, polarized. League just about, I believe it was going to be, I believe that's 2 seasons ago, is when Doug broke out and then made a championship bid run and completed the task, picking up his first American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs season championship trophy. be a tall task here in season number 12. Coming into tonight's race, 83 points back. We'll see if the man from San Fernando can get it done. Meanwhile, pit road opens up, and Michael Overstreet going to be the first tanker. He's going to head to pit road, and Miller, man, this messes with me every single time I see Asheville. I want to say Asheville, North Carolina. Why? Because it's right around the corner. Not going to tell you anything else about how. Anyways, so that always messes with me just a little bit, but always showing pace, always showing consistency. Week in, week out, just chipping away at the points lead coming into tonight's race. 48 points out of the points lead, sitting in third position with 3 weeks remaining. Zach Miller needs another top 5 finish. We'll see if he can get it done. Dalton Shalai, I apologize, down out of tonight's race. He's going to be first driver listed out of tonight's race of the Kansas City native. Not going to pull a Mahomes. He's going to get sent homes here tonight. So unfortunately, not going to make the end of tonight's sunny days, and it could have been a brighter night, but unfortunately for Shalai, his night ends early. Patrick Coro relegated to pit road after some early contact. The Texas native, a little bit of a rough run. Hook 'em horns, and well, he got hooked and into the outside wall. So unfortunately, Coro gonna have an awful long evening left out ahead of him. And just like that, we'll run through your field. We'll get back to the action at the front. Alex Wiggins out front with Daniel Jensen right behind him. Doug Argabright sitting in third, but heading to pit road. Zach Miller on the pit lane already. First round of green flag pit stops, a third of the way into tonight's race. So it's going to go by pretty quick here tonight. I think we're going to have to see how these drivers cycle out, but for the moment it looks like your top 5 may be split up into 3 different packs. 2 packs of 2 and 1 Han Solo out there. Michael Overstreet. We'll see if he can get up and connect with Argabright or Miller and try to make some headway as a 3-way. Well, we'll see if they just couple up here on Hump Day. You're watching the Sunny Days 120, brought to you by the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Arca series. Race leader to pit road. That's going to hand the reins over to the Coors Banquet. Number 4 of Daniel Jensen for the first time here tonight. Just our 3rd different race leader of the night, and quickly Jensen will head to pit road. Doesn't want to get caught out or left at a sequence for too long, and looking at the way the field will run itself out, Michael Overstreet should come around here, and you'll see Alex Wiggins bottom of the racetrack getting up to speed for the moment. And there's Wiggins, and here comes Overstreet. Full head of steams, but Alex Wiggins may be able to keep the spot. A little bit of help from the back marker. Patrick Coro gonna give a little bit of a pull for that 11 of Wiggins. It's not gonna help him too much. Here comes Overstreet, and it's gonna be 1-2 on the racetrack. just a matter of moments. Alex Wiggins going to take the top spot. Michael Overstreet now moves into second as Patrick Coro falls a 12th lap down here tonight. Excuse us. And honestly, truthfully, want to give a shout out to that Ryobi crew of the 91 machine. I mean, heavy, extensive damage. The left front tire was all but sideways on the flipping apron, man. And somehow they got the control arms fixed up, patched up, re-welded, and ready to go once again. As we said, what had happened if you can't duck it, and they out there trying to get what they can. Can't blame them, can't fault them. 12 laps down, sitting in 7th. Gonna make up at least one position here tonight. Very long way to go. Still about 14 laps away from the halfway point, and Michael Overstreet all but kept it in the racetrack. Whew. Handful of drivers missing in action here tonight. We're going to take a little bit of rundown. Brian Chernowski not in the field. Carlos Ramos not with us here tonight. Cody Schultz missing as well. As always, the 404 of Dave Gage cannot be found. Maybe too many cookies here tonight, but we'll see how's it goes with Cookie Monster next week. If you know the inside joke, you know. If you don't, well, I don't know what to tell you. We're going to keep it moving. Nicholas Burlow missing in action here tonight. Let's see. Do we got anybody else? Anybody else missing out there? I do believe Nicholas Wing. Not in the house here tonight. Obviously not in the house, but missing in action, missing in a handful of weeks here. Somebody's going to have to go check at the race shop, see if everything's all right. But for the time being, lap number 49 underway, halfway down the backstretch. One green flag pit stop behind us. Lap number 50 gonna go on the board. 10 to go from the halfway point. Drivers definitely starting to settle in. Gaps have developed. Top two starting to step away. Daniel Jensen sitting right there in third, but 1.2 back. Doug Argabright, another 1.2 back, sitting in fourth, and then a 4.3 second deficit to Zach Miller. He's gonna have a lot of ground to try to pick up. Short, small field here tonight, so things getting stretched out. After an early caution caused a little bit of headache for two drivers in particular. Had a tough break. Here tonight for the 91 machine, back onto pit road, serviced and fueled, and he'll continue to soldier on here tonight under the lights at Homestead-Miami Speedway. You're watching the SunnyDaze 120. Overstreet continuing to pile on the heat, now all over that rear deck lid of Alex Wiggins, now down to the bottom of the racetrack. The 93 looking for the top spot as these guys got a bit closer. Daniel Jensen able to reel them in quite a bit. We're going to have your top three all within just about, I believe this is going to be just a what's that, about a half a second of each other? Let's take a little look at the timing scoring. Let's drop that down right there. There you can see, yeah, half a second for race leader Alex Wiggins back to Daniel Jensen. So it's a trio at the front. We'll see if the thruple throws hands or if everybody's going to get along and play nice and cozy at the front as we look forward to yet another long green flag run. One pit stop behind us as we stay under green flag conditions. Lap number 55 out of the 120 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Huge shout out to one of our sponsors. Cannot thank PremierRacingSetups.com enough, coming on board, sponsoring the qualifying sessions all season long here in the American Sim Motor Racing Arca Series. So without those guys, a lot of things couldn't get done. So once again, a huge shout out to everybody back behind the scenes that make things happen over there at PremierRacingSetups.com. If you're looking for a little bit of speed, maybe you need just a little bit of coaching on how to get that extra tenth or two out of the car, whether it be open wheel to dirt track, they got something for everyone on the platform. Maybe you're just looking for the setup. You feel you already got the driving skill. You just need somebody to tune those gears for you and get the grip levels right. Look no further. They got something for every machine on the platform. Once again, longest standing and running setup shop on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. Look no further than our proud partner, PremierRacingSetups.com. So with the plugs done, we're gonna take this opportunity and we're gonna cross that off. We're gonna say not today. Back up, Terry. Back up, Terry. We got some action. We're not cutting away for a commercial break, paid commercial break. We'll get to that here in just a handful of moments. When the action dies down, we're gonna keep it tied up right here at the front, as Wiggins, Jensen, and Overstreet continue to throw blows amongst themselves, and it is all about this three-way at the front. Alex Wiggins continuing to flex his muscle, able to keep that top spot. Daniel Jensen now commandingly takes that second spot. A little bit of right side damage down the passenger side of that Bush Apple 93 machine, flirting with the outside wall, flirting with a potential problem. And as these guys start to get back single file for what may be a handful of laps, we're going to take this time an opportunity to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go away. You won't miss any of the action as we stay side by side.
Vice City. It eats you alive if you let it. But if you're smart, if you're ruthless, you can own it. You ready to make some real money?
I'm done being someone else's pawn. We run this our way.
This place is chaos, baby. Just how I like it.
Vice City's changed since I built it. New blood thinks they can take what's mine.
We hit them fast, disappear faster.
And if anyone gets in the way,
We bury them.
they wanted a war. We'll give them one.
Welcome back to Vice City.
And back live after a brief commercial break. You haven't missed any of the action. Michael Overstreet onto pit road. Top two continuing to stay out. Stepped far and away from third place runner, the 41 behind the wheel of the Polaroid machine. Doug Argabright 5 seconds back, sitting in third. So it's about the battle between these two for the moment. Michael Overstreet, a little bit of an undercut opportunity coming out for him. We'll see if the short pit strategy pans out by the end of the night. But yeah, it's still a long night ahead of these guys. Still a lot to focus on, closing in on about 51 laps remaining. We're going to see these guys begin to hit pit road, I would say, in the next 10 to 15 laps. We should see your top two on the pit road for what should be their final stop of the night. So it's a little bit of different strategy here from Overstreet. I'm not sure he's going to be able to make it to the end. We're trying to get somebody to run the numbers on how it all worked out, how it all panned out. For the most part here, most of the field came down to pit road right around that 42 to 43 mark after an early caution, so that saved him a little bit of fuel. So we're looking at possibly a 40 lap run here with Michael Overstreet to pit road on lap number 62. I think that's going to put him a little bit short on the distance side of things. I think he's going to have to make at least a third pit stop for right sides and one can of fuel. So we'll see if that pans out. It works out for him. These two guys going to have to make it all the way to at least lap 81, lap 82. So 10 laps from now is where these guys got to stretch the fuel run to make it all the way to the end. So we'll see if it ends up being a 2 or 3 stop strategy that takes the cake at the end of the night. And that's about it. Things beginning to stretch out just a little bit here. Long run underway. Just around the corner from our second green flag pit stop of the night. Lap number 74 going to go on the board this time around. Alex Wiggins and Daniel Jensen well and out front. Race well and underway. Doug Argabright, he's going to need a little bit of help. He's going to need a chance of opportunity to fall into his lap to make up over a 7-second differential. And these front two, they might as well be heading to Key West at this point in time because they are in their own zip code. Absolutely flying here tonight. Lap number 75 goes on the board this time by. And what a way to end the year of racing. Just an absolutely phenomenal race weekend out in Phoenix by the NASCAR boys. Big shout out to each and every one of their champions. Not so sad about Denny Hamlin's loss on Sunday night. You can hate me if you want, but anybody but Hamlin, and I'm good with it. But our Hendrick boy, Kyle Larson, gonna get it done once again to claim his second championship crown and begin to chase after Jeff Gordon in those championship counts. Tough break for William Byron, and well, Logano, he kind of never had a chance over the weekend, but nonetheless just Again, absolutely phenomenal week out there in Phoenix, and we're gonna finish the week off with a great race under the lights on the East Coast down here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. We're going to set things up for the run to the end next week. Super Speedway racing style at Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's right. We're going to come back just a little bit closer to the home before we finish things off at Auto Club Speedway. That's right. We're going back to Cali. We're going to finish it off with the West Side kicking it for your final Wednesday night of racing action coming up in just 2 short weeks. And will we see the man out front, the man that has walked away with the Premier Racing Setup.com poll award here tonight? Will he be able to have the crown in hand before we reach Auto Club? A race win here tonight and a podium finish next week will indeed secure the championship. So it's all in the hands of the man that leads this race. Lap number 79, halfway down the backstretch. But Jensen just doesn't look like he's not really making the move. Right, let's take a little look off of the backside. There you go. Let's take a look off of the hood of this Arca series machine. And there you can see Daniel Jensen just gets a little bit of the left side nose to the bottom of Wiggins, gets a little bit of air on the front of the car, a little bit of air on the left side there, offsets a little bit, gonna tuck right in down the back stretch, a little bit of a peak, but not quite a look just yet, content to sit in second for the time being. We'll cross the line this time around. Lap number 81 now on the board. This is exactly what these guys needed to do. They needed to stretch this thing out to about lap 81, 82. That is exactly what they have done. And we should see them looking to head to pit road this time around. Let's take a look at turn 4. Let's see if they stay out there on the racetrack. It looks like they're both going to head back across the stripe and into turn number 1. Once again, we stay at the point with your pole sitter. Pole sitter and points leader just kind of running together so far this season. Interesting enough, though, fun little stat for all you A.S.M.R fans out there. Just his second pole position. There it is. Daniel Jensen peeling off. Alex Wiggins going to stay out on the racetrack. Got to have a solid stop right here. If you're Daniel Jensen, you cannot afford any mistakes, and you better not let the pit road popo pop you. You don't want to get caught speeding, entering, or exiting a pit road. It's going to put it into your night. So mistakes on pit road must be minute, if completely missing. There it is. Wiggins to pit road. This time around, over street. Back on the lead lap. Trying to take a little look here. I'm over street. Gets it done. Thought it was going to be a little bit closer. That's what we were. Yeah, but Overstreet got it done fairly handedly. This is going to be the big one right here, though. Alex Wiggins still in his pit box. Down and away. Let's see him roll off of pit road. And there it is. There's that undercut. There is the power of fresher tires right there. 2.5 plus now make it over a 3.5 second advantage for Michael Overstreet. But has it all been for night? Does Overstreet have to hit pit road once again? 3.8 seconds and continuing to climb. Can he break that 4-second barrier? And indeed, he's going to do so. Wiggins and Jensen now be in a battle for what may be the eventual race lead, but for the moment remain second and third. With a rough run here tonight, let's take a little. Let's keep the cameras right here, but we'll highlight Arca when we get the chance. The California kid, San Fernando Valley native, gonna fall short on the opportunity to claim the crown here in season number 12, unless tonight's race just kind of turns completely around, gets flipped upside down, and Daniel Jensen into the outside wall. Holy Jesus. I said if it could get flipped upside down, it about did. 2 of your top 3 drivers just about ate it. Holy jeez. 83 points back, needing at least 2 race wins out of these final 3 weeks. Doug Argabright cannot afford to allow Alex Wiggins to pile on to that points lead. Second place finish for Wiggins, not quite what he wants. Fellow championship competitors wouldn't mind it. Man sitting behind him though, 28 points behind him in the point standings as well. Needs to at least flip the position. So a bit of a fight for your championship still underway. And for the moment, Zach Miller with trouble here tonight, finishing in a top 5 position, but listed 1 lap down. He's going to need a little bit of help moving forward to keep his championship hopes alive. Jake Doffing not in the field with us here, so the 85 will miss out on his opportunity for a championship. So the constraints around the contenders are starting to tighten up just a little bit. And caution on the racetrack. Patrick Coro gonna have some problems. The wounded warrior with a crawl on the backstretch. Let's go back. Let's see how it all went down. Let's see what brought the caution out for the second time here tonight. And a little bit of grass flying, some landscaping, and race officials gonna want to get street sweepers out and get the exit of pit road clean. Caution for the second time here tonight. Bit of a trivial caution for us, but nonetheless, caution on the racetrack once again. We'll head back live with race leader Michael Overstreet. This is what Overstreet needed. If I'm dead honest with you, this is what he needed. Wiggins and Jensen to pit road about 7 to 8 laps ago. I would expect to see them to come back down pit lane. Overstreet definitely going to come and get, if he's got the 4 tires, he's definitely going to come get him. Here comes Alex Wiggins to pit. Alex Wiggins to pit road. Doug Argabright going to come to pit road as well. Daniel Jensen. Not so sure about the strategy call. He's going to stay out. Gain the top spot in the race lead. Zach Miller getting the wave round. He's going to get back onto the lead lap. So we're going to have almost the entire field lining up with fresher tires. With how many laps we got to go, guys? Do we know how many laps? About 30 laps. About 30 laps to go. So the fuel's going to make it. The tires are going to make it. I understand giving your driver the opportunity, but you gotta give him the chance. You can't expect to put up a heavyweight championship fight with one hand tied behind your back, and well, for the moment, Daniel Jensen gonna have to overcome a little bit of adversity late in the go here from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Pace car lights out. We're ready to go back to the action. Once again, will we see it stay clean and green? That's going to be the big question here. Small field. Close quarter action on these restarts. Drivers know they cannot allow them to go. They're going to have to hang on to those quarter panels. They're going to have to side draft. They're going to have to bang, slide job their way to the point or being left behind. The very quick drivers at the front. Daniel Jensen remains on the racetrack. A little bit of older tires on board that Coors Bank with number 4. He'll have your points leader in pole. Center starting to his outside. Doug Argabright got the opportunity he was looking for. He's going to restart third. Second driver inside lane. Michael Overstreet to his outside, and on the gas away we go. Green flag flies. Wiggins missing a shift at the start. Wiggins does not get going. It's not going to matter here. We're going to go 2-3 wide now for second. Michael Overstreet scrubbing a little bit of speed after rubbing that outside wall. Overstreet wants the position. Wiggins going to oblige him for the moment. Argabright sliding back now into the 4th position. Remaining out front for the moment, Daniel Jensen trying to put up a fight across the stripe. He'll continue to lead the race, but down into 1. Michael Overstreet easily cuts it to the bottom of the racetrack and takes the position away. And here comes a hunting Alex Wiggins. Looking to defend that inside lane. Daniel Jensen goes to the inside down the backstretch, anticipating the move to the bottom from Alex Wiggins. A bit of a push with the draft held through 3 and 4. That's going to allow Daniel Jensen to pull back to the door panel of the 93 on entry to 1. Numbers at the bottom of the racetrack, while Overstreet remains at the top. Closing in on him is Jensen at a 2. Loses the half a car length down the backstretch and into 3. Everybody takes the bottom. Stacked up front of the field after a late race caution brought them back together. 7 drivers to the starting grid here tonight. We've still got 6 out there on the racetrack, but only 5 remain on your lead lap, fighting for position at the front. They've been there all night. Michael Overstreet, Daniel Jensen, and Alex Wiggins continue to tussle over the top spot. We'll see who claims the checkered flag at the end of tonight's race, but what a race it's been for all 3 of those drivers, and we'll get the chance and opportunity to talk to the man that walks away with the trophy here tonight. We only got ourselves about 23 laps to go before we head to victory lane for our post-race show with your race winner. Who's it gonna be? Look, hate me if you want. It may seem like it's an easy pick, but man, I like Overstreet here. He's been away for a while. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. And I know that may sound a little awkward. It's only sim racing, and for those that would say it's only sim racing, I tell you, you don't know. And just as I say that, contact outside wall in Overstreet fades away. Broadcaster curse kicking in right there, and yeah. We haven't had to talk about the broadcaster's curse in quite some time, actually, so unfortunately, shows up at the wrong time. Double deuce on the board will go down the legal age this time around. We'll quickly finish off your mid-week racing action. That's right, getting you through your hump day each and every Wednesday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Arca Menards series. $100 down, 20 to go. A long night for every one of these drivers. Looks like the night may become a little bit longer for some. My pick. Late race trouble. You seen him scrubbing the outside wall multiple times here tonight. And unfortunately, late in the race, it has come back to haunt Michael Overstreet. Lost some ground. He's going to lose a little bit more into the outside wall once again through the center of 1 and 2 as Doug Argabright looked to fight for that second spot. Alex Wiggins says, "Not yet, my friend." And we got ourselves a tussle at the front. How about the lucky dog recipient, man? Gets himself back on the lead lap, and now less than 2/10 back from the battle going on for the top spot. Alex Wiggins to the bottom of the racetrack, looking for the race lead once again. Not gonna happen off of 2. Doug Argabright gonna stack him up at the top. Nowhere to go for Wiggins as Miller closes right in. I got a feeling we might see a little bit of a natural disaster. This is like looking out across the plains, Midwest. You see that storm brewing, and you see those leaves starting to twirl a little bit. You know what's coming. You know disaster's probably gonna strike. You just don't know when, how bad it's gonna be. And as the lap count ticks down, intensity will pick up, and these drivers are gonna be a little more aggressive behind the wheel, trying to get what they can. Needing a race win for his championship hopes, the man that decided to stay out on the racetrack, Daniel Jensen, continuing to keep these fresh tires at bay. But the California kid, man, we said he almost needed a miracle, and here it is at a 4 across the stripe for the first time here tonight. The 41 of Doug Argabright goes to the point. New race leader here from Homestead. This is exactly what he needs. Alex Wiggins can finish in second. He will pick up quite a bit of points on him. But Wiggins having none of it. He's going to fight his way up to the top side of the racetrack, make it the long way around that 4 of Jensen. Now looking to pack it in on the bottom side. Not going to work through 3 and 4. He'll stay a half a car back as we head back into 1. Top 4, nose to tail. Falling to the wayside has been the Bush. Number 93 machine of Michael Overstreet. He's going to head to the back of the running order. Top 4, nose to tail. Patrick Coro. 14 laps down, but hanging on to this lead pack. It's all going to come down to who wants it the most. All 4 of these drivers could win tonight's race. All of them with very capable cars. Miller, the victim of just a bad pit strategy. In one slow pit stop, cost him a ton of track time. But what a turnaround. From 30 laps to go, Doug Argabright was all but written off. This is why you gotta stay focused. This is why you gotta stay in the game. You gotta keep your head in the game at all costs, because you never know what might happen. You never know how things can go. And here it is. From what looked like a season championship opportunity ending night has now turned around into what could be the springboard to his second season championship. We'll see if he can get it done. We're going to have 10 to go this time around. Just 15 miles of racing action remain here in the Sunny Days. 120 live from Homestead-Miami Speedway, and somebody tell Dave Gage we're coming to the PR Taco Palace and Margarita Bar. We're gonna hit up happy hour with DeMar. He owes us one because he missed this one. So the Florida native, the Orlando man himself, Dave Gage, you better have that wallet ready. We're coming for a good time, and we're coming for some tacos. Tacos sound good right now too. Right? Anybody with me on that? Yeah? No? Okay. We'll just act like it didn't. Yeah, we'll just. Anyways. If you just understood, they keep us starving up here in the booth. They give us one miniature bottle of water and say, make it work. No trail mix. There ain't no cupcakes, no danishes, no crepes, no nothing like that. We don't even get apples and oranges up here. Like, I gotta talk to my manager. This is absurdity. Anyways. Back to the action on the track, back to the task at hand. 1-2 on the racetrack, less than a half a car length between your top 2 drivers, nose to tail through 3 and 4. This time Pie will have 7 to go, with Doug Argabright leading the show. Alex Wiggins sitting in second, and hats off to Daniel Jensen. I didn't think he was gonna, and got me stuttering up here with the eye-to-itis, but I didn't think he was gonna be able to maintain the pace in position as well as he has. I thought these guys, about 2 laps in, were gonna blow his doors off, and that was gonna be all she wrote. So we're going to talk to the producers. We're going to see if we can possibly squeeze in a second interview here tonight, besides just your race winner. And we'll see if we can't get Jensen involved in the post-race show. Not make it to victory lane. Still has a very viable opportunity, sitting in second now. About a car length gap between himself and race leader Doug Argabright. Tell you what, let's take a little look off of the front end. Let's take a look off of the nose, over the hood of this Course Banquet number 4. Jensen chasing after his championship hopes, chasing after a checkered flag. Right here, late in the stages, late in the going from Homestead-Miami Speedway. 4 laps to go, this time by Doug Arca showing the way, but some hungry drivers right behind him. Don't worry about the dust-ups. Don't worry about the mix-ups right now. We're going to have... That's going to be close to 5.5 miles of racing remaining with 3 laps to go here from Homestead-Miami Speedway. We want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here tonight, not just from myself, but everybody back at the Turn 3 Racing Network. We salute each and every one of you that continue your unwavering support for us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. We couldn't be here without you. Without you, there is no us. So once again, thank you for everything you've done along the way and along the years. If you haven't already, remember to join us in that continued push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop them that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network with popsicle sticks. Last time around, we're going to receive the white flag and the 1 to go. This time by out of turn 4, we'll lead them across the stripe. Doug Arca shows the way. Jensen right there looking into 1, not going to make it work. Way up to the top side, here comes oh my goodness, here comes Alex Wiggins digging, but not gonna make it. Daniel Jensen's gotta get it done. 3 and 4 to the top side. I'm not sure that's gonna work. Now looking to diamond it a little bit, but Doug Arca says no sir, this checkered flag is mine, and back into victory lane once again. Doug Arca gonna pick up his now 3rd race win of the season. I believe this is gonna be his 2nd in a row. So he's finishing the season off exactly how he needs to, getting the job done. 2 race winning performances in 2 weeks of racing action. Man, it does not get much better than that. Gonna walk away with the top spot and the checkered flag in hand. Your race winner, Doug Arca leads the final 15. So as your race winner enjoys a post-race celebration, he's going to give the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show, and we're going to set things up and get ready to go here tonight, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with your post-race show live from Homestead-Miami Speedway. And back live trackside for your post-race show, and we're going to quickly dive into things, and we're going to head right into victory lane. Let's see if we can't grab and have a few words with the man that walked away with the top spot and his third win on the year, second in a row. Once again in victory lane, the Polaroid 41 of Doug Arca. Man, Doug, you're starting to make a habit of this, making a late season run for the championship. How does it feel to pick up your third win on the year?
Feels pretty good. Especially with this one. I'm so used to ripping the top here, and just it was not working at all. So that second run, I really just had I guess the third run, because there was the caution in the beginning. But after the first green flag pit stop, I was learning. I was just like, okay, cool. I need to learn how to run the bottom here. And there was no way I was going to win that race. They were miles ahead of me. So I feel like that is the only thing that really got me here. But I mean, I'm not the one that spun, so I'm not mad about it. And I'm just glad I was able to hold everyone off, because that was the thing I was worried about too, was being I figured out how to run the bottom pretty well, but then just being able to be in front, being able to hold them off. So Jensen said I was like a robot running the same line, so that makes me feel pretty good about being able to be consistent with it.
Well, man, you came into tonight's race with a little bit of a long shot chance to walk away with the season 12 championship. 83 points back. You're going to eat into that points lead, but with 2 weeks of racing remaining, you're going to need at least one, if not 2 more wins to get it done. Do you think you got what it takes back there at the shop?
I think I do. Next week at Atlanta, everyone has a chance, because it's a drafting track. So that is, I feel like, more of a hurdle to me than Fontana's going to be. But I said third the other week would be a win, but that with the races I've missed. But now with this little run I was going on, I'm mad I wasn't able to do better at IRP last week, just because I felt like I was at the front and doing well, and then just taking the tires, I thought I would have been able to do a little bit more with those 2 laps. But so I know that knocked into it, but I'm feeling pretty good that I can win out, or at least be first, second, be right up there and give myself a solid shot.
Well, Doug, as always, it's been a pleasure watching you out there under the lights here tonight on the track. So before we let you go and enjoy your post-race celebrations, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or that helps get this done?
As always, thank you, love you to you for being Mr. Broadcaster. Especially when there's only a few cars in the race like this. You still do an amazing job, just as if there was 40 cars. Thank you, love you to you always. As always, my wife, for listening to me when I tell her about the races and everything that's happening. And then I feel like, in a weird way, thank you to Jensen in the middle of the race, just because he was we were talking, and he was just like, yeah, the bottom's better and everything like that. And he was talking a little bit about how he was running it. So that's what I started trying to go to school in that run, and then being able to run behind him at the start of the last, what was it, like 25-30 lap run. Being able just to kind of see it visually, and then being able just to make it work. So even though he might not like it because it made him come in second instead of win, thank you to Jensen. And then yeah, just being able to be this consistently good feels really, really good, because I remember I didn't win a race in the season I won the championship. So being able to now win races as well feels amazing.
Well, Doug, we got 2 weeks remaining. We'll see if you can capture both of those checkered flags and maybe capture that crown as well. But we have to wait till it all goes down. So until then, my man, stay safe. And of course, Keep it fast.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that walks away at the point. Man, he came from the back, but got it done when he needed to. Top spot belongs to that 41 Polaroid machine of Doug Arca. We're going to jump back now. Let's see if we can grab the guy that walked away second here tonight. A little bit of a gamble onto pit road. Pays off for the most part. Able to keep second spot. Daniel, it's Dave. How you doing, man? How you feel after that little bit of a strategy move at the end?
That was a blast. That's such a fun track, and racing with Doug and Wiggins is always fun. You can get right on their door and just know you're going to be safe.
You know, I don't say it a whole lot, but I freaking love the honesty right there. Just taking the gamble. Why? Because I know the guys I'm racing with. I know how I can handle them. So why not give it a roll of the dice, man? And a hell of a gamble, hell of a job. And I'm going to be honest. I wrote you off when everybody came to pit road but you. I was like, oh man, he's done. And man, you put up a hell of a fight.
I pit early on like lap 9 or something and took a set of tires, so I didn't want to take my last set right there with 29 to go. That was the only reason I didn't. I would have loved to come get him, and I probably should have, but just in case there was a late caution, I wanted to have that extra set, which I didn't need and ended up wasting.
Well, we're glad you didn't, because it gave me a point to talk about and continue just to babble on, incoherently up here as I'm known to do. But you put up a hell of a fight with those older tires. Yeah, they were only about 10 laps older, but still a pretty big difference. 2 weeks remaining. What do you think we can expect for the rest of the season out of this Ford? Do you think you got what it takes to really challenge Wiggins? You're going to cut into that points lead a little bit after this.
Echo Park, I don't know. I don't think I've ever raced there since they've done the rescan and the reconfiguration. So I don't know how that one's
You haven't missed much.
We'll see. Yeah, I haven't heard much great about it. So we'll see how that goes. Auto Club's always good. I feel like I run pretty well at Auto Club, just like Homestead, because something about the right front tire at Auto Club, I can keep it on there.
Well, man, again, a great run for you here tonight. You almost made the strategy work out for you, but nonetheless, still going to walk away with a great points day. So before we let you go here tonight, any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous you may want to send out there?
Just to my team again, who couldn't make it again. Cody's still moving, so he's not set up yet, and Jake was stuck at work again, so I'm racing all by myself, missing my teammates.
Well, missing the teammates, but not missing in action. We'll see if you can't bring the championship home for your team. It might be a one-man show, but you're the only one that gets to lift the trophy at the end of it anyway, so ha-ha on them, I guess. I don't know. Man, a hell of a night for you here tonight. We'll see how you go next week at Atlanta. Until then, as always, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast.
Thanks for the broadcast.
All right, there you go. Final few words for the man that walks away in second here tonight. And that's going to do it for your post-race show live from Homestead-Miami Speedway. What a race, what a night, and what a season beginning to unfold. So as producers hit those familiar sounds in the background, let's run down your unofficial race results for tonight's SunnyDaze 120, brought to you by PremierRacingSetups.com, SimBox, as well as Hauck Designs and Butt Kicker. Flipping the field after a late race caution, the Polaroid sponsored number 41 of Doug Arca will posterize the field and walk away with a third race win on the year. Pit road strategy, gambling, and paying out. The Coors Banquet number 4 of Daniel Jensen will finish in second. Your premier racingsetups.com Pole Award winner Alex Wiggins will park that Crown Royal number 11 machine in the final podium position, leaving Homestead in third. 38 Zen machine of Zach Miller gonna channel some late race energy and walk away fourth. Michael Overstreet bangs down the outside walls in his Bush Apple machine, finishing in fifth, with Patrick Coro sixth and Dalton Shalai back in seventh. That's gonna do it for us here at the booth. We're gonna cut off the lights and roll up the cords and get ready to go. So stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in turn 3.